So what you're gonna need and have for the true monk fight, provided you follow the speedrun route, is the mortal draw. You're gonna need 2 Yashariku sugars. You're gonna need 3 fistful of ashes. As for the skills, you're gonna need Whirlwind Slash, Midair Deflection, Novi's Karma, Mid-air combat arts. This is really important. It increases the damage of the mortal draw after a jump. It's really used on a lot of the boss fights. Breath of Life is, while not required, it does help, especially with mistakes later on the Ishin fight, so I do recommend you take it, even though it's not useful for true monk. Mikiri counter is most important skill in the game. You just get run and slide and suppress presence to upgrade the other skills. Shinobi Eyes, this increases the posture damage your Mikiri counter does. Also really important. And Vault Over, another skill which has a single use, but considering it only costs half a second to get it, I do recommend you get it because it is really useful on a specific case later in the game. And at this point of the game, you will have 7 attack power and you will have enough emblems. You do require all the 16 of them for the true monk fight. So as you enter the boss arena, you want to take this first grapple and immediately use the Yashariko right as you land on this tree. You do not want to take any step forward before you use it, because as soon as you take your first step here, the boss is going to start spawning, and you are in a cycle in order to get the first 4 attacks of the boss, which are all mortal draws, all to hit without him parrying any. So use the Yashariko and then hold forward. Do not sprint. Just hold forward, take 1 step, jump and grapple the next tree. As soon as you land, again, don't sprint, otherwise you delay your jump. Just jump towards the back of the boss and immediately start your mortal draw as you start this jump. So it lands on the back of the boss. You do your second one, and then you're going to do another jumping mortal draw. And as you're going to see here, my 4th mortal draw is not going to be parried. It's going to fully connect with the boss. If your 4th mortal draw is getting parried, it's because you're being slow. If the boss does parry, it's not the end of the run. You can recover, but it is much harder, and it is completely RNG. If you get the 4 mortal draws cleanly, it guarantees that only one of the boss's attack coming up is going to be RNG for this phase, and on top of being much faster. So the boss is going to do 4 attacks. These 4 attacks are always the same, provided your mortal draws all hit cleanly. Now, after the 4th attack, the next attack the boss does is RNG. The first RNG is a bash. This is actually the hardest RNG, because this bash is extremely tight to parry. Weirdly so, actually. So it might take some practice. But as soon as you parry, the boss will do a thrust, which you can Mikiri counter and finish first phase off. So this is the other RNG. You see the boss will do the same 4 attacks, but now he's going to do an immediate thrust that you Mikiri counter, and that requires you to do 1 extra tap to get the death blow. It is overall faster though because of the animations. Here for phase 2, what I do, because there is several grapples in the entire arena, there's 2 for each one of the tree trunks. I run until the end of the bridge and jump forward here, and then grapple. This makes it so the only grapple that I can reach is the one that I want to grapple to, ensuring that I can't get memed by grappling a random tree and ruining my entire run because of the silliness like that. So I run to the end of the bridge, just jump, grapple. You're going to end up here because, as I said, it is the only grapple available. What you want to do here on top of this tree is wait for a split second and then jump towards the center of the bridge. And then as soon as you see the death blow prompt on the boss, you press the left mouse button, and that's it. Takes care of phase 2. Phase 3, I center myself on the bridge, And I pay attention to the boss does a kick like that. And this is my cue to use the Yashariku Sugar. I swap to the Ash and do a jumping mortal draw. This timing is required because the boss has iframes until he is fully up. So you need to kind of wait a bit. That's why I use this visual cue. After you do this mortal draw, you're going to parry a sequence of 4 hits and dodge the 5th. This dodge is really important that you do it completely forward. If you don't do this dodge completely forward, you're gonna end up not at the back of the boss, and one of your hits is gonna hit the side of the boss. And that means that you're gonna need 1 extra hit to finish off the boss at the end sequence, which means you might trade kills with the boss and lose your run. So make sure you do this dodge completely forward. Then this hit ends up on the boss's back and does double damage. Now I'm gonna do 3 hits here, so 2 more, and then throw my Ash holding D. You wanna hold D through the entire sequence of Ash throws to make sure that you're setting your position properly in order to end the fight as close as possible as you can to the exit, because the death blow on this boss will push Sekiro forward. So I'm gonna do 4 hits more here, throw the second Ash, still holding D, another 4 hits, last Ash. And now here I'm gonna start holding A instead of D and do 5 hits. And basically just mash L and B here until the boss is dead. That's the end of the fight. It's not a complicated boss, just takes a little bit of practice. Not much RNG, only 2 different attacks you gotta deal with in phase 1. So I hope you enjoyed. Good luck on your runs.